barracks for you to play. MiniWarGaming's Beat the Cooler Bat Rap!
With the Space Marines getting their reserves for once, the drop pod with his ironclad dreadnought shows up, and it just kind of stumbles out with its flamethrowers all ready to go. Eldar and his retinue try and do Fortune once again, which does go off, and he doesn't perils this time, which is nice for him. His Tech Marine drags his Thunder Cannon back towards the table edge, and the Wraith Lord moves up closer to my battlesuits, along with Eldrad's Seer Council and himself, just to get a little bit closer and be in a better position. The Scout runs out 6 inches, headed towards the tanks there, because he does have grenades, which he could use to blow these up. He then fires his flamethrower and plasma from his Tech Marine at my drones, who are just hanging out, and that dice just really went going. 4+ save, I don't make it, and so the drone dies, and that's it for him. And then he does miss with his plasma gun. And then kills it with his plasma pistol. That's right. So he hits. Now he's shooting at my plane, which does hit once. And then I'm debating here whether I want to jink, and I decide that I am going to jink, which doesn't actually do anything because he was firing at it with his sniper rifles. So kind of wasted my jink, but that's okay. I'd rather be safe than sorry. He fires tons of shots into my battlesuits with his warp spiders, getting a few hits, but only getting 1 wound, which I fail, but I have feel no pain, which I pass, so they're all right. Now he's shooting his flamethrowers on these guys, and they all die, because he's got 2 heavy flamethrowers wounding on 2s, and I have no save, so they're dead. The drop pod shoots its burst cannons at the other group, which does not hit, or its storm bolters rather, not burst cannons. The las cannon fires, it misses, but it's twin linked, which hits, and then it gets 2 dice, forced a glance. Still not enough to do any damage to it. Now he's charging with Eldar and his little group into my battlesuits, and they make the charge. There we go. So he's finally made it. Took an extra turn, but he did get into close combat, and those battlesuits are in trouble, especially now that the Wraith Lord is charging in. And at this point, we just realized that we hadn't been rolling for Wraith Sight, so the Wraith Lord should have on a 1 at every turn. It just stops and stands there, unless there's a Warlock nearby or a Spirit Seer. So we messed that up a little bit, but it's too late. It's no problem. So close combat began here. These guys are fighting back and forth. He goes last thanks to the fact that he doesn't have grenades. These are the guys attacking the Warlocks, which they do 1 wound. And then the other guy attacks the Scout, who gets 2 hits, and then 3s to wound. 1 wound on the Scout. So the Warlock 4+ makes it. The Scout 4+ makes it. There you go. Now the challenge between the Commander and the Scout once again goes on. He hits him once, does no damage. My Commander attacks back with his 4 attacks, hitting on 4s, 2 hits, 3s to wound, 2 wounds. And here we go, 4+. And there it is. We finally got him. That is the end of him. The Warlocks and Farseers then move forward, attacking with their Witchblades. First, I believe, Eldar goes. And, well, do we do the Warlocks? It doesn't really matter. So he did a wound, and I failed my save, and my feel no pain. So he's down to 1 wound. But it all doesn't really matter, because the next guy's attacking. Hitting on 3s once again. Man, those dice just loved rolling down this aisle. And wounds. So 3+ save makes it. So he's okay. Now the Wraith Lord attacks, hitting on 3s, does 3 wounds, 2s to wound. Blam, blam, blam. And that's pretty much how that goes. Feel no pain. Nope. So Eldrad's little posse kills 3 of them. So there's only 1 left for the Wraith Lord. And then the Wraith Lord will get to attack as well. Moving in, hitting on 3s, re-rolling to hit, wounding on 2s, and I get no kind of save. So a bunch of hits. And here we go. 2s to wound. Squish. And that is the end of that battle suit. So I lost by 5. Leadership 6, I fail. He's going to try and pursue me. And I roll 4, but he only rolls a 1. So my battlesuit commander actually escapes the combat, runs 3d6, 7 inches, basically gets him to the other side of that little crater there. A little bit of trouble getting the measuring tape with the broken thumb. But I do get over, and the battlesuit's escaped. He's safe now, basically, because I can run and gun the whole way. And it's my turn next, so good news for the Tau. He then decides that it doesn't matter whether he's getting his cover save or not, because his invuln is just as good, so he moves his forces up out of the cover and gets ready for the last round here. The Scout and the Wraith Lord then kind of adjust around, just moving up as much as they can. Tau turn comes in, the remaining Fire Warriors show up, there's another 2 full units, and then Dire Avengers that popped in just for them. The Dire Avengers line up as well. I was really debating where I wanted to put these guys because I didn't think they'd actually be able to do anything. So I ended up putting them right up close to that Dreadnought and being like, okay, if you're going to kill me, kill these guys first. So my battlesuit commander rallies and he moves 3 and just kind of hangs out right there. And then the flyer leaves the board and the other flyer, he leaves the board as well. And so that's that. I was debating actually I could just turn 90 degrees and run along the board edge, so I'm going to do that instead and shoot at him backwards with my missiles. That's about it for movement, because now we're going into shooting after these battle suits move, because they got to go up and finish off these stupid warp spiders that should have died the turn before, but it happens. I've been really lucky with that laser gun not killing my tanks every turn. The hammerheads all adjust, getting ready to start having to shoot up table because there's a lot of heavy armor and really high toughness creeping towards my battlesuit commander. So they line up, getting ready to shoot, and basically just getting in position. The Fire Warriors that were not already on the table, they move backwards, all clumping together with their other buddies, because more Overwatch. The drones shoot the Contemptor Dreadnought in the back, they get 2 hits, and once again, 3s to glance. They get 1 pen, he's got his save, which he fails, so it dies. But does it blow up? Yes, it does, in a 1-inch explosion. But that doesn't matter, so that is the end of that Contemptor Dreadnought. Those are scary Dreadnoughts. Watch out for them with the Skyfire and the high ballistic skill and the... oh, it's just rough. Firing my Ion Cannon, hitting on 3s, wounding on 5s, shooting at the Wraith Lord, of course. They do 1 wound, and cover save, he makes it. So, no damage done to the Wraith Lord. The other battle suits, they shoot at the warp spiders, doing 2 wounds, and now shooting their missile pods, or rather those were the missile pods, now they're going to shoot their plasmas, and they get 3 hits, and then, or 4 hits, sorry, 2s to wound, 3 wounds, and he only has his cover, or rather invulns, but makes 1, because he went to ground. So 2 more go down, and there's just the 1 sergeant left, or 3 more go down, there's just the 1 Exarch left. Fire Warriors all shoot at Eldrad. Now, I know normally you should do these 1 at a time, but I'm like, I'm not going to kill them with anything less than everything. So everybody shoots. Warlock, reroll his save, fails. So first Warlock goes down. Second Warlock fails his save, reroll, makes it. Next wound, fails his save, fortune, makes it. Next one, fails his save, fortune, makes it. Next one, fails to save, fortune, no, there we go. And that's the end. So now the rest of this is on Eldrad. He has a 4-up invuln against like 11 wounds, and he only has 1 wound left. But he does reroll all those fails, which are lots. So here we go. Or he had a 3-up invuln. Either way, he does fail enough, and that is the end of Eldrad and his council. Next Hammerhead fires at the Wraith Lord, hitting him twice, wounding on 5s. Does another wound, and this time he won't get a cover save. There wasn't anything in the way, but the next shot here he will certainly get a cover save. Hitting on 3s, I only get 1 hit, 5 to wound, nothing, and that's that. So the Dire Avengers, or rather my commander first, hits once with his plasma, and then missiles hits as well against the Wraith Lord, which doesn't wound with his plasma, and 5s with his missile, and does nothing. So I actually did a wound, and because he's not covered 25%, he takes a wound. The Dire Avengers then shoot at the lone scout there, just for spite, pretty much. They want him dead. So they're hitting on 3s because they're actually rather accurate. That being said, they don't ever hit. And then wounding on 4s. 3 saves. So he's got 3 4-up saves. This is it. We're going to finally get rid of this scout squad. And he fails by 1. The one that went off the corner there. He actually failed that save. My railgun shoots and misses his dreadnought, which is really a big bummer. And then at the end of the turn, my battle suits move back. And my commander gets to move because he rallied. Can't believe he's alive. Totally just luck that he didn't get killed by Eldrad and his little bodyguard. So he walks right up forward because I know that he's going to get into me regardless. So I'm just going to stand right up beside him. He does pass his Wraith sight, which we actually decide to roll this time. The Scout moves up, the Wraith Lord moves out of cover, and because he's monstrous, he's got that move through cover special rule, so he moves 5 inches, and the Dreadnought moves up. Unfortunately, he's not going to be quite in range to kill everything, so he's going to be killing my little guys. Snipers then fire at my Dire Avengers, doing 3 wounds, one of them rending, so 2 wounds. 4+, they make it, and then 6+ because they went to ground, and he does not make it. So 1 goes down. Now he's shooting his rifle on his drop pod, Stormbolter. Does 2 wounds. Here we go. Failed another one, so another Dire Avenger goes down. It doesn't really matter who they don't really have an Exarch, they're just bare bones. The Flamethrower then shoots at my next group of Fire Warriors, which wipes them out. That's another 6 dead. Which is pretty much what he's doing. He's just going through eating one unit after another. He then fires his Thunderfire at my last group of 4 there, which misses by quite a bit. Second shot. That's a miss as well. Third shot. That's a hit. And then the 4th shot. That is a hit for sure. So he got 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. So the first squad, 4 wounds, and then I've got to make 4 cover saves. Here we go. I made 2. So 1 and 2. They die. And then on the other squad, he does 4 wounds. So once again, 4+ cover saves. Already did 3 wounds, and one of them dies. So, lost more. Here it is. This is the one that's going to count. He fires his last cannon once again, shooting at the side of my tank. He gets a pen. I have a 4-up cover, which I fail. Here it is. He's going to get me. +1. Ooh, snap firing. I can't move on my Hammerhead, which is not a good time because I really need that thing to kill his Dreadnought. So, that's bad news. Close combat begins. Well, first these guys got to do a leadership check, which they fail. So another group of Eldar guys run off the board, but the Tau stay. So off they go. He charges my tank, and the Scout easily makes it in. He charges my commander, who does make it in. Plasmas fire back at the Wraith Lord, though, which gets a hit, and the missiles, which get a hit. So here we go, 6 to wound. Nope, and then 5 to wound. Yep, 3+ save. Is he gonna make it? He did. So the Wraith Lord continues on, and now throwing his frag grenade or crack grenade at me, which gets a hit but does not do any damage. So here we are, the actual close combat that matters. And he swings first, hitting on 3s, or hitting on 4s, sorry, but he has re-rolling to hit. Bam, bam, 2 more, 2s to wound. 2 wounds. I gotta make 2 4+ saves because of my shield generator. No feel, no pain, and these are instant death. But I do make them. So I get to attack back, hitting on 4s. 1 hit. Wounding on 6. Nope. And that's that. So, Tau turn. The other bomber shows back up again. It flies by now. Basically lands right over there. And gets himself into position to start shooting away again. Now, I went over and I got the template now, and this shouldn't have actually happened. This was before I realized that you can't drop the blasts when in locked velocity, but it doesn't matter because I didn't do anything anyway. This one, who is not locked velocity and not messed up, is able to continue dropping bombs, and Hit goes 1 inch, which still clips that guy. Wounding on 2s. He's got a 3-up save, his warp spider there. And he makes it. The next tank moves over, and then the next tank moves over. Basically trying to line myself up so I can get nice, good shots. But it really doesn't matter. They're just kind of all drifting around over there. The battle suits, though, we definitely will need, especially if things go badly with my commander. Because, I mean, 50-50, he dies right now. Every turn. Even worse than 50-50, because he can reroll the hit, and he wounds on 2s, and there could be multiple wounds. But anyway, everyone just kind of shimmies around, getting in position to fire in other directions. And the drones are just on the move. So I shoot a marker light from my flyer, which misses to hit his dreadnought. And the missile pods miss as well, but they're twin linked. They get 2 hits. 6 to glance. Nope. Alright, here we go. Railgun, 6 to hit. He hits. Alright. 3 to glance. He pens. +2 on what I roll. And I got a 6. So I kill his dreadnought with my snap firing railgun. So it dies. Does blow up in a 6-inch AoE. Doesn't hurt my commander, and that's that. So now they're shooting plasmas at that one lone fella there, and they wounded him. He's got to make his 6-up go to grounds, which of course he decides to do. Because, I mean, at this point, you might as well. He's just trying to stay alive. But he does not. And so that is the end of the warp spiders. They're wiped out as well. The next one, we shoot all 3 ion cannons at that one little scout there, hitting on 3s, wounding on 2s. He's splat. He's dead. And that's the end of that scout. And so here we are, the final showdown between his commander, or my commander, and the Wraith Lord. The Wraith Lord misses his attack, but he rerolls to hit, so he hits me twice. 2s to wound. He does 2 wounds. Here we go, 4-up save. And I make him once again. So I attack back, hitting on 4s. I get 1 hit, 6 to wound. Nope, and that's that.
So here we are at the end of this 2,500 point game. And in the end, as you could probably guess, seeing as there's still a whole bunch of Tau creeping around this side of the board, and we did end up winning it. The commander and the Wraith Lord duking it out. Wraith Lord is kind of incompetent, or the commander's just really lucky. I'm gonna go with the lucky one, because I rolled 4 4-ups, which not exactly average.
No.
And then we've got his las cannon battery here, and the Thunderfire cannon. What did they do this game? Wow, still got some crazy lights. Gonna shift around here.
Pathfinders in the woods.
Oh, and the Pathfinders. I totally forgot about those guys.
Untouched Pathfinders.
Yeah.
Killed a Dire Avenger, I think.
They did. They made them run off the board.
No?
Yeah. Oh no, they didn't. The
Well,
Storm
they
Bolter did.
contributed
Yeah,
to
they
it.
contributed to it though. Yeah. So here we are, and the final score was 16 to 8, from what we've been able to count up. And stay tuned, Vault members. We're going to have a bit of a post game. We're going to talk about this game. All right, Vault members. Here we are at the post game for the 2,500 point Eldar and Tau against Eldar and Space Marines. So, have you played against the new Tau very much?
A little bit, yeah, but not as Eldar. I'm a Chaos Marine player. And that's why I have killed them before. But Eldar...
It's because you betrayed Chaos. That's what Dave would say.
Yeah.
I'd say it's just because I have nothing to say
Although
about
to be
it.
fair,
Eldar's
the
okay.
presence of Eldrad obviously forced the small enemy Eldar contingent to just think, no, we're not fighting Eldrad, and run away.
Yeah, they ran off the board, and wherever my Dire Avengers went, they're hiding in that corner of dead guys.
They died and ran as well. So
And they ran off the board as well.
that, I firmly believe, was all down to Eldrad and his contribution. And he killed the Riptide.
He did kill
the
Jack.
Riptide with the power of his mind.
Yep. In a mind fight, it turns out the Riptide just can't handle that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm here to shoot, that's all I do, okay? I'm not here to deal with these kind of witches and elf people.
Although to be fair, when it came to the combat, Eldrad was rubbish. And his Singing Spear Warlock was rubbish. But the other Warlock was brilliant with his sword.
Well,
It's generic
the
sword.
Wraith Lord really did come in and finish them all off, though.
Yeah, he helped a little bit with the Warlock, you know.
I do like how Eldrad couldn't catch my battlesuit, though. That the commander just kind of scurried away.
He had a long walk across the battlefield. I mean, look, he started here, look.
Yeah.
And he got all the way to here, and by that point, and he into a crater as well, you're going to be tired. You know, that's tiring.
So is killing all those Terminators.
Yeah. To be fair, you didn't have to walk though. You just
stood there. Well, he was aiming all their guns.
You might get repetitive strain injury.
That's true.
But
yeah.
I mean, you know.
That's why he's just got the reflexes. He's dodging that Wraith Lord every time he smashes down on his shield generator. Yeah, I gotta watch out for those Contemptor Dreadnoughts. That guy was scary. Really good anti-air. I got crazy lucky. I got just lucky all game. I mean, I got lucky that he didn't get killed. Got lucky that he didn't get killed. I got lucky that he killed that Dreadnought. Really lucky, actually. Lucky that he didn't get killed because that thing was shooting him all game. Lucky that I made that first 6-up dodge. So yeah, it was just, I rolled a bit luckier and it saved me.
Lucky for you and unlucky for me.
Oh, and all those Terminators.
Yeah.
That was unlucky.
His Terminators always...
They're not that bad. They don't tend to be that bad.
So what would you have done differently? Can you think of any other tactic, any other plan that you would have done? Not other units, but like just how you deployed or something like that.
Oh, because I was going to start off by saying...
I would have played a different army.
yeah, pretty much.
No, not really. I don't know if I would have deployed differently to it.
If we'd have gone second, then maybe headed down one end of the battlefield instead. I've done that before and that has worked sometimes. When you're going second, it's like down to one end so that... In fact, it worked against that man there. It worked against his
Hanging
tower.
out in the background.
Yeah. It worked against his tower army where I all went down one end and all that end of the tower had to start walking because they also get tired and that's when they don't do so well. So, but in this game, going first...
See, in the same sense, that's what I was doing is going second because I divided up my army. Where I put all my tanks at one end and all my battlesuits at the other. So you couldn't really leave one side to just wander around because either side could kill wherever they want. But I don't know about those Terminators. I don't know about the Terminators. Maybe a Land Raider or something? Something to get them across the board. I don't know. I'm not going to say go so far as to deep strike, but if you're going to run drop pods, you can put locator beacons on them, right?
Yeah.
And usually people don't shoot the drop pods, especially if you don't mention that there's a locator beacon on it. So you could totally try that out. Because you will survive one round of shooting if you have 10 Thunder Shields. Or Storm Shields.
Well, you say that.
You did.
6 dead in the first turn.
That's alive. I didn't say very alive. Like, well, yeah. So here we are, Vault members. Leave a comment below if you would recommend something different, or if we made any rules mistakes, which I'm sure we did, because no one knows how to play Warhammer.
Wraith. Don't mention Wraith Sight.
Don't mention
Wraith
Wraith
Sight.
Sight.
Wraith Sight.
That occurred to us at the end of the last turn there, when it's like, hey, how come that guy just walked across the board? But yeah, leave a comment below. Let us know what we did wrong, where we did it. Didn't miss any gets hots. Didn't miss any dangerous terrain. And yeah, so leave a comment below and happy wargaming.